So, good morning. This is Daniel Grimm. I'm beginning SA1 in the additional exercises. I thought I would be doing the minimum requirements first, but when I clicked on the link posted in Slack, it just took me straight to the additional exercises, probably because I am retaking premium prep and I already did the minimum requirements. So I'm just going to go with that. And so here we go. Um, I found it very helpful to sketch out things, so I probably will not be doing pseudocode as much, but I will try to do a little pseudocode just to show my thinking. Okay, write a function convert to, which takes in a string and a number. Excuse me. Should have gotten out my pencils first. Okay, there we go. I guess I just have my red pen in case there's something I have to take a note on and come back to finish a little later. Okay. So additional exercise is 1, and I have a function called convert to. It takes in a string and a number. Okay. Oh, interesting. If the string input is cm, then the function should convert the second argument, so the number, into centimeters by multiplying it to 2.54 and returning that value. So it's going to return a number. Okay. Maybe input is a string and a number. Output is a number. It's a number multiplied. Edge cases, I don't think there are any edge cases for this, and I'm not going to go looking for them. Constraints, I don't think there are any methods I need to use, so no. Okay, back to the drawing board. So if the string input is cm, then the function should convert to the second argument into centimeters by multiplying it to 2.54 and returning that value. Okay, so that's one condition right there. And it needs to evaluate to true for the rest of this to happen. So So let's see. So basically, if it is true that, okay, what is this? We don't have a name for the parameters yet. I'll just call it unit and amount. Unit, so unit for measurement of unit, amount for the number. So what needs to be true is that unit is deeply equal to the string CM. If it is, then we're just going to return that number multiplied by 2.54. So amount times 2.54. Now, it seems like this could be an either or situation, and I could just do an if else statement, but it does seem like it's supposed to actually check if the string is equivalent to in. So so I won't make it do an if else. I'll just do another separate clause. So I'll just do another separate true false. Now, if it is true that string input is in, so unit triple equals the string in, then we're going to return the amount divided by 2.54. And we can do that in one fell swoop because the computer will evaluate the operator immediately. So here we go. I'm just going to work through this for 1 second. So I have a unit, marble. I like to think of this as a marble race. So if you hear me say things like marble, I'm thinking of it as a marble race in my head and on my sketchbook. Okay, so unit, amount. Okay, they're going to come, so they're both going to come through here. And if the unit string is CM, then times the amount by 2.54 and return it. If not, we're going to move on to the next thing and check if unit is in, the string in, and if it is, I'm going to return the amount. And then I don't think we have to say that I don't think we have to provide for a case where the string isn't either of those. This seems limited to just like you're assuming that it's going to be one or the other. So declare a function, convert to, which takes the string called unit and the number called amount. And it's going to check and see if one of two things is true. First, well, I kind of like to work backwards just because. First, we're going to return, return amount times 2.54. Ooh. Will I have to this? It doesn't say, it says you don't need to worry about rounding. To do, I'm just going to, maybe I don't have to do anything, but I'm going to write, will I have to do anything about this floating number? Question. But I don't think so, so I'm going to leave it there for now. Oh, 2.54. And that's only if unit equals the string cn. Next, but it would return the amount divided by 2.54 if the unit is the string in. Okay, I think that works. I'm gonna give it a try. Yay. Okay, next one. Write a function display bus times, which takes in an object and a string. And I can tell my brain is heating up, so I'm gonna grab some water. Okay. Okay. Okay, what am I doing? So we've got a function called display bus times, which takes in an object and a string. I'm not sure what the parameters are yet, so I'm going to wait to, I don't know which parameter would make most sense, so we're going to wait. Okay, what's the output? So the input is object string. Output is a collection of bus time schedules. Okay, it looks like this. Bus 12 schedule, bus 15 schedule, bus 22S schedule. Oh, these are numbers of minutes in these arrays. Okay, the object is the collection of bus time schedules, and the string will be the bus line the user's interested in. Okay, so we're going to use the string to access a value inside the object. But that's not all. Your function should output a string with the times the user is interested in. Oh, that is all. We're not trying to find like the first time, just all the times. Bus will arrive in the next. Okay, I think I'm thinking too far ahead. I should output a string. I'm going to say that's a return. With the times the user is interested in. Okay, I think I'm anxious that this is more complicated than it seems. But as far as I can tell, we're just using the input string to access an array that is stored at that string in the input object. Okay, so then all that would happen is we don't need to iterate because we already know what the string is. So we're just going to return now what would be a good name for the parameters? The bus times object, I'm just going to call it arrivals. And I'm going to call the string line, the bus line. Whoops. Okay. Okay, so this is just, the only thing we need to do is index within the object, and use the key to indicate what array we want. So basically, just what needs to be true is arrivals at line. And I'm going to return that. I like to think of this as evaluating to true or false. And I guess in the thing I'd say, well, it's definitely true because there's a value in there that the computer will find. So the output is a string integrating input string with the array. Okay, so I actually short-circuited this a little bit. No edge cases, no constraints, no edge cases. So maybe some of these count as edge cases and I don't realize it. Thinking too fast. So it's really not that I'm not just returning. So if there is, I'm not just returning arrivals at line, but that is the pertinent information. What I'm doing is, so if there is an arrivals at the input, I'm sorry, let me talk more slowly. So this is not really an if thing, but I'm talking about it. This is not really an if statement, but I'm talking about it as if it is an if statement because it helps me remember that the computer is always evaluating whether something is true or false, whether you're asking for it in your code or not. So if it's true that there is a line string in the object called arrivals, then we're going to return this new string, which will say the bus will arrive in, and then we're going to do, and I'm going to add a space at the end, because the computer won't put a space there automatically, and then the comma to close off the string, and then plus the object arrivals at the string line, and then we're going to do plus, open a string, a space, and then we're going to write the word minutes. I don't know if there's a period in that string or not. There is, so I'm going to do a period, and then I'm going to close off the string, and that's what it will return. Okay, so declare a function display bus times. Okay, I need to focus on my typing. Takes in an arrivals object and a line string, curly braces. Okay. So return, and this can all be done in one line of code, one return, because everything here is an operator, so it will evaluate immediately. The bus will arrive in space arrivals at line space minutes period. Um, okay, I'm going to put that down there. Should work. Error. Oh, whoops. Those are not commented out. Let's try that again. Oh, I think we need to convert this array into a string. Okay, so we need to join the array. Okay, I thought it looked a little, well, okay, I think that's all right. So first, we're going to have to arrivals line, what we want to do to it. We want to join it. That's an array in itself, so that has to go on the other side. So arrivals.line join to make it into a string. We'll probably need to call it with a variable. I'll just call it string because I'm getting really impatient. So now I'm going to come into here. I'm going to return to a string in the input object of the input line, and it's going to be joined into a string, and it's already separated by comma, so I don't think I need to add anything that it's going to be joined by. And I'm going to return the bus will arrive in string. It should correct bus times. It should return a properly formatted string. Oh. Oh, is it just that I missed the word next? I should have read that more. Okay. In the next Okay, so I guess it doesn't actually want me to turn it into a string. It was just didn't it it was expecting it to have the word next in there. Ah. Oh, but then of course string's not going to mean anything anymore. So should contain correct bus time. Insertion error. The bus will arrive in the next 100, 200, 300 minutes equal. The bus will arrive in the next 100, 200, 300 minutes. The bus will arrive in the next 100, 200, 300 minutes. I mean, do they really want it to look like an array? That seems really like, it seems unpolished. It wouldn't look that way in a normal sign. But maybe it is what they want. Well, if that's the case, then maybe I just copy it using slice. But I can't use slice in a single return. So I'm going to make this piece string again, and then declare a variable string and assign it to arrivals at line dot slice. And just going to copy it as it is. And then will it return it as an array? Okay, what's going on here? Well, so it returns the correct bus times. It should return a properly formatted string. I feel like there's just one little thing that I'm missing, and I'm not sure it's worth spending more time on. I'm going to take like 5 more minutes to see. They want to have a bracket around it, and it's not going to do a bracket on its own because it's just going to give you the values. You actually have to add brackets back in, which is odd to me because that doesn't look very nice in a display. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this string once again, and I guess I'll just do this. Arrivals at lines. Okay, will that do it? Times, oh, that times is not defined. Whew. I want to say for whoever is reviewing this video that this is typical for me. I often um, come up with a sort of overcomplicated solution because I was thinking all the time about brackets and how brackets are what you use to wrap arrays. And so I was thinking about how are you going to get those brackets to show in the string, but really it was just that you put brackets into the string as strings. So next one, exercise 3. Write a function, add genre, which takes in an object and a string. This function will add the property, genre, and assign it to the input string. Okay, so it's going to be like Okay, thinking too far ahead, one step at a time. An object. So it's called add genre. It takes an object and a string. I'm not going to name the parameters just yet. So this is just, we'll add a property genre and assign it to the input string. So the input string is going to be the value of that new key, genre. It doesn't look like it's returning anything, especially since the thing that's checking is just it's checking with the console.log. So it's not going to return this, it's just going to assign it. So what needs to be true? Nothing exactly needs to be true stuff, except that this object needs to exist. Well, 1 second, someone's at the door. Thank you. Okay, sorry for the delay. Next, so I'm going to sketch this out. It looks to me like all that what's going to be returned, and then nothing's going to be returned. First, the computer is, so to speak, going to be checking whether something is true. But in this case, it's simply, but in this case, the only thing that's true is that there is an object called favorite song. That's the only thing that needs to be true, and that's already set up. So if that's the case, we're going to transform that object by adding a key and a value to it. So we're going to say favorite song at this new key genre, which will need to be wrapped in strings, is assigned to well, I mean, that's not my favorite song. My genre would be ancient or Renaissance, oh, whatever, ancient. And that would also be a string. I think that's it. So really all that needs to happen. Oh, I thought there were just 3 like last time. Oh, well, whatever. We keep going. Should have looked ahead. Good. So function, oops. Wait a moment. I think it wants me to actually create the object. Fine, I'll create the object. Okay. So the name of the object is favorite song. The name of the string is genre. Okay, I'm going to push myself to do this without drawing it all out first because there are so many more. Okay, so it takes in favorite song. No, just the my head is spinning because I'm thinking, do I make favorite song first? Am I making this too complicated? I think I am. It takes in an object and a string. I'm just going to write object, string. This is what I think is going on. And then all that's happening is that you take the object and we're going to assign it to the string, but add a new key, which is genre. Okay, I feel like that's all that needs to happen because what does it say? Write a function, add genre, which takes an object and a string. This function will add a property genre and assign it to the input string. Okay. Okay, now I would like to get through more of these because I think I'm being too careful. So I'm going to try to do this more off the cuff. I understand this pretty well, and I think I'm taking too much time setting up, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to go to the other extreme. You are a busy executive and refuse to read more than 15 characters of any email. Create the function executive summary, which takes in an email string and returns the first 15 characters of that string. If the email is less than 15 characters long, return the entire email. Okay. So, the input is a string. The output is a string. Same string, which could be cut short, possibly cut short to 15. So we have a function. It's called executive summary. And this is what it does. It takes in the string. Let's see. I guess this looks like an edge case to me. So I'm going to say if string.length is less than 15, then return string. That's the edge case. However, it's going to check that, and if it doesn't divide to true, it's going to skip over it. So then we can just say return sounds like a slice to me. Return string dot slice starting at, doesn't want to take that. Okay, starting at 0 and ending at 14. Oh, but it doesn't do the, it needs to be 15 because it needs to include. It doesn't include the end. Does that work? Yay. Next. Okay, so I think I'm right. I was overthinking and I'm going to keep on going in this way. So write a function called remove party killers. It takes in an array like playlist, see below. Okay, it's an array of objects, and returns a copy of that playlist where any song longer than 8 minutes has been removed. So what needs to be true for this particular thing is first we're going to make a copy, and then we're going to do something to that copy. But that depends on a condition. If the duration in seconds in the first object is longer than 8 minutes, then remove it. Okay, I'm just going to do the outside. I, because it's going to change. We're going to look through the whole array. At I is greater than, okay, 1 minute is 60 seconds. 8 times 60 is 240 seconds. So anything greater than 240 seconds. What? Wait. Anything greater than 8 minutes. Okay. So 60 times 8 equals 480. What am I thinking? My mental math. I'm working on that though. Okay, so 480 seconds. If the array at I at duration in seconds is greater than 480, then delete array at I at duration in seconds. And then I'm saying return array, but we're not just returning the array. We're returning a new array. So I'm going to go new array, new array. And where does that new array come from? There's going to be a for loop up here, so I'm just going to put it there now. I'll fill it in later. We're going to do variable new array dot slice, and it's going to come from copying. Nope. Variable new is assigned to array dot slice, and then we're just copying the whole thing, so there's no need to thing. Then I'm going to look through new array. Variable I equal to 0, and as long as I is less than new array dot length, then I plus equals 1. Okay, going to have to, and then this goes inside the execute body of the function. For this, seconds, going to do that. Return array. Okay, I think that will work. Song shorter than 8 minutes. Should not mutate the original. Okay, first, 1. Should return an array of songs shorter than 8 minutes. Okay. Duration in seconds is not defined. Sometimes that all. Okay, so I've got 2 out of 3. Should return only 3 elements. And partner should only return 3 elements. It expected 5 to equal 3. Okay, well, my 60 minutes is almost up. Let's see, and someone's going to be calling me. So let me see. So I'm saying if it's greater than that, then delete it. Oh, no, it needs to be greater than or equal to. Oh, help, I'm just not thinking straight. Less than or equal to. Ah, okay. I'm flipping this problem back and forth in my head without meaning to. So, and it's making me make silly mistakes. So if the new array, so basically if this 378 is more than 480, then it should be is equal to or less than 480, it should be deleted. No, if it's equal to or greater than 480, then it should be deleted because it's too long. So greater than or equal to 480, then it should be deleted. Yes, hello, this is Daniel speaking.